This is 2048 setup video. Here's the fixture. It's marked right here, 2048. So put it on the machine like this, with this 2048 facing out towards you and towards the front. This block is where you dial it straight. So dial right here on this surface that's machined. So the next step is putting in the casting. So here's the casting. You can see this groove here in this side. That groove is how we align it. So you can see it up there. It's right underneath this bump, okay? So anyway, that bump, you want it straight up and down as best you can, and really eyeballing it is good enough. But just eyeball it so that that bump right there is on top as best as you can see. Next, we want to position the part in and out in the fixture. And you can see here, maybe down here, at the edge of the fixture, and here's the radius on the part. We basically want to get it as close to the radius as we can without going up on the radius with this flat part. So I've set this combination square so that we can use it to kind of gauge here. You'll see this, if I push this in until that's right, so that touches there and there, and then double check, make sure I'm still straight up and down. Okay, you have to forgive me, I'm doing this with one hand, so while you're waiting, don't subscribe, don't like this video. That would be a travesty. Okay, now the most important part, the chain clamp. I can't stress this enough. This needs to be tight. It's about as tight as it can be. So, you know how this is over here, it's hard to get on when it's tight. So, on this side, you're going to have to loosen it up a little. Then connect it. Yep. So then connect it over here on the hook. And then crank this down by hand. So tighten this part up as tight as you can get it by hand. Then give it a clamp over here with the wrench. Then release it and tighten it again. Wiggle the chain around. I'm going to show you how that's done in just a second. Alright, I got the camera in my shirt pocket. Let's see if this works. So, I'm going to come over here. Alright, I got the camera in my shirt pocket. Let's see if this works. So, I'm going to come over here, put my wrench in. Make sure this is loosened all the way up. Get your wrench in there so you'll have the maximum swing coming forward with it. So there, and okay, yeah, that's stupid loose right now. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back. Okay, I tightened it up. Anyway, I clamped this, and then I unclamped it, and then I wiggled the chain down here, tightened this with my fingers as tight as I could get it, clamp it again, unclamp it, repeat that, tighten that as much as I can with my fingers, then clamp it. Then it's really tight. When you hit it with your hand, it shouldn't be vibrating very much. It should feel really solid. So if this thing comes loose when we're machining it, it'll scrap the part and probably break some tools. So we just want to make sure it's in there good. So just to reiterate, straight up and down with that bump in about as far as you can without going up on the radius. Use this this combination square to double check yourself. It should be about, oh geez, I don't know, 1.5 inches from there. It's set already. And then tighten the holy camole out of this chain. It's got to be tight. Okay. That's it for that. Now the program. The program is actually called 2048 probing. And I'm going to put that on some letters or something on the screen so we can see it better. Over there it's sucking right now. So just like that, it's ready to roll. Lock the door and start. The first thing it'll do is it'll spin down like this and get the probe. The probe will come over and find the center of the casting and the height. So it's not super duper duper critical to get that, you know, positioned just right, because we are probing each one, but we want it to be within the probing distance. So anyway, okay, so that's gonna do that. And what the hell, I might as well just show you here. So there it picked up the center. Now it's going to pick up the height in the Z. So it comes down and touches over there. Now it's going to start running. Make sure you don't run out of coolant. Keep coolant in the machine at all times. Follow all other instructions. Now it's running, it'll run. And then when you're done, it'll look like this. This top will be machined, got the holes. This small hole right here, that's right above this groove, that's to press in a dowel pin goes in there. So this, like a 1/2 inch long, 1/4 inch diameter stainless dowel pin, just gets pressed into that hole. So you want to kind of keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't get too large for the pin, that it won't fit in there, or it'll drop in and not press. You don't want that. So measure all the diameters, measure the depths, go by the print. You know, this end is also machined like so. It's got holes in it. So anyway, and that's it. Now it's ready to go to the lathe and be bored out the stator bore.